All right, Joy, thanks so much. Today marks 1 month of the union workers' strike against John Deere. KWWO's Emily Moss takes us back to the past strike and compares it to how the negotiations look now.
In the midst of the 1980s farm crisis, John Deere union workers went on strike in August of 1986. Fighting for better wages and pension improvements, the strike lasted 5 months, an intense battle between the corporation and its workers. Now, 35 years later, Deere union workers are back at the picket line, fighting for a similar cause. The 1986 dispute began as a partial strike with just Waterloo, Milan, and Dubuque plants. 2 days in, John Deere stopped production at 11 other facilities, and the UAW declared it a lockout situation. Negotiations for a new contract didn't begin until October, after well over a month of striking. By November, the first new contract was proposed, but it would later be rejected in December. After a stalemate lasting 2 months, a judge ordered Deere and the union to resume negotiations in January of 1987. By February, a new contract was ratified. On October 14, 2021, 10,000 Deere employees from 14 different factories went on strike. Today's strikers ring a similar bell, facing their own crises, the global pandemic, and supply chain disruptions. The strike began after roughly 90% of UAW members nationwide voted down a proposed contract. A second deal came at the start of November, but it too was shot down, although by a smaller margin. In a month's time, we've seen several injunctions filed between the two groups, as well as a fatal accident on the picket line. Throughout the strike, workers have received support from local businesses and nonprofits, hoping to ease the financial burden on workers and their families.
People are going to need more support as they keep getting further and further from the day when they got a full paycheck.
For those on the picket lines, the holiday season may be tough.
It's getting colder. And Thanksgiving is coming up. And for the families that celebrate that, this is going to be a hard year.
On November 12th, a new tentative agreement was announced with modest modifications from the last. Rank and file union members will vote on that proposed deal on Wednesday. In Waterloo, Emily Moss, News 7 KWWL.
And you can stay up to date on all of our John Deere coverage. You can head over to our website, kwwl.com, where the stories are tagged with John Deere.